Greetings. It is Friday, the 27th of March, and this is the Professor's Picks. And this is going to be a very long one, and I'll explain why in a second. In the comments from last week, people had suggested some shows I'd like to do, they'd like me to do, like ranking shows. That's not what this channel's really about. This is a channel that started as a way for us to promote our releases, but now with Sea of Tranquility on hiatus for the moment, I decided to use it to promote our mail order distribution, the Professor's Picks. So you're getting to see the latest and greatest that came in. So I do have some ideas for some other shows I'd like to do, but I have no intentions to turn this into a Sea of Tranquility type show. That's for Pete to do, and Pete does it better than anybody. And hopefully he'll keep going with it. And yeah, and you'll see my ugly face over there as well. So in the meantime, what you're going to get is actually 2 weeks worth of new releases. And the reason being that 2 weeks ago, I just spontaneously just posted the list of new releases up on Facebook. We didn't make a video. And frankly, there was a lot of releases, a lot of great releases, and a lot of them really got overlooked. So I want to talk about them. So we'll do it afterwards. We're going to do this in two sections. We're going to do this week's stuff, and then we're going to do the stuff from 2 weeks ago. Titles that I think that you should pay closer attention to. So let's get on with it. No new pre-orders, so to speak, for this week. We've got a bunch of new releases. We got 2 reissues from John Anderson. So I guess Frontiers was real happy with the response they got to the last studio album, True, and the live album. So they're reissuing these older ones. You have Earth, Mother Earth, and then you have Survival and Other Stories. And if I'm not mistaken, Rick Wakeman actually appears on Survival and Other Stories. Moving along, a guy I don't really know a hell of a lot about, Franck Carducci, and this is called Sheeple. So Franck Carducci is a Dutch multi-instrumentalist, and listening to his music, it's prog, but it has a bit of like, you could tell this guy's listening to the Beatles a bit. It's got a little bit of a pop influence to his music. What I do know is that apparently in concert, this guy is wildly popular. So yeah, I think he's somebody you need to explore, but I got to be honest, I don't know a hell of a lot about Franck Carducci. Now, the next band, Jeff, we need you. Get over here, Jeff.
Me, wait, that thing's my way.
Just stand over there.
There.
Isn't he handsome? Listen,
Very.
he's very single, quite a catch.
Yes, ladies.
Even with the torn jeans.
Yes.
So Jeff's going to talk about Evildead. We got 2 reissues: Annihilation of Civilization and The Underworld. Go ahead, Jeff.
Okay, these are 2 good, excellent quality thrash releases. And I think back in the day when it came out, like there was such a glut of stuff that somehow these guys got a little bit overlooked and they shouldn't. And hopefully now they will not get overlooked. So I would definitely check these out. And by the way, I'm going to see a thrash concert tomorrow. So I'm in a thrash-tastic mood anyways. I'm going to see Destruction and Overkill and Testament. So thank you.
See if you see Jeff in Sayreville.
Yeah, say hi.
Say hi.
My face.
Buy him a beer.
I don't bite. Yeah, I definitely buy me a beer because I'm cheap.
Yeah. Annihilation of Civilization has 2 bonus tracks, I think 2 studio tracks, and The Underworld has 2 bonus live tracks. Next, we have, this was something that was up for pre-order. This is Ian Gillan Band, Down the Road. So this is a nice heavy-duty set. We got 8 CDs. I'll read what's in here. You got Child in Time with a load of bonus tracks. Clear Air Turbulence. Disc 3 is Clear Air Turbulence. The Rockfield mixes, obviously some kind of alternative mix. Scarabus. Disc 5 is The Rarities, more studio demos, backing tracks. Then you get 3 live albums: Disc 6 live at the Budokan, Disc 7 live at the Rainbow, and the last one live at Yubin Chokin Hall, Hiroshima, 1977, with 2 bonus tracks. So that's Ian Gillan, and that's been selling pretty well. Now we have the new one from Kavis Torabi, his version of Gong, Bright Spirit. Kavis joined the band. He was originally in Guapo and Knife World. And David Allen brought him into the band and basically bequeathed the band to him. So Kavis is in charge. And it's, if you like the Pothead Pixies, he kept the sound going. Next one. This is a bit of an odd one. We got cheapies on this, and I decided to bring it in. This was the Eero Haarla Electric Ensemble, What Will We Leave Behind? And this was released as a Finnish ensemble, and this was released by Svart. And they presented it as prog rock, but frankly, that's just a small component. You hear elements of fusion, elements of, I'd even say, some free experimental jazz. Eero Haarla is a pianist, and she was Edward Veselka's wife. Edward Veselka, the great Finnish percussionist. So again, I think the CDs are $7, and we have it on vinyl, cheap as well. Definitely worth exploring. Next, this is a great band, La Ira del Baccono, The Praise of Folly. They are an instrumental space rock band from Italy. We sold their previous album and got a good response to it. And that was a new one. Long, long tracks, just heavy, lots of riffing, really cool stuff. Really, really good. One of the best releases we got in this week. The long-awaited Myrath, Wilderness of Mirrors. Phenomenal band from Tunisia, prog metal from Tunisia, with very, very strong Arabic element to their music. The vocalist uses a lot of Arabic vocal techniques, and it just fits the music. Got to see them live at Prog Power. These guys were unbelievable, really fantastic. Okay, another big set. We only have one of these, and since it's still here, this is the rainbow set. Since it's still here, we'll include it in the video. If it's gone, I did order more, and hopefully it'll turn up. This is called the Temple of the King. This is a 9 CD set. You get Blackmore's Rainbow, Richie Blackmore's Rainbow, of course, Rising. Live in Cologne, September 25th, 1976, you got part 1 and part 2. Live in Dusseldorf from September 27, 1976, part 1 and part 2. Live in Nuremberg, September 28th, the next day, 76, part 1 and part 2. And then disc 9 is Rarities. So, in my opinion, the first 2 Rainbow albums are the best. Long Live Rock and Roll, solid album, but the best for me are the first 2. And you got them here. And this thing's heavy. You could hurt somebody with this. So somebody should grab it while it's still here. Last new CD for this week, Charles Sullivan, Genesis. So this actually is not a new release, but I stumbled across the fact that it was still in print. So this is an album that was originally released in 1974 on Strata East, and then reissued 2 years later on Inner City. Okay, so who's on this? Charles Sullivan, great trumpeter. I don't know that he had such a huge career as far as being documented as recording. A lot of great players on here. You got Sonny Fortune on alto, 2 bass players, Alex Blake and the great Anthony Jackson, the great late Anthony Jackson, Billy Hart playing drums, a few different keyboard players, L. Sharon Freeman on electric piano, not familiar. Stanley Cowell, of course, from Strata East on piano, and Onaj Allen Gums on piano. He's on a lot of these Strata East albums. Dee Dee Bridgewater doing some vocalization, but she's not like all over the album. So really, really good spiritual jazz. And again, good way to dig into the Strata East catalog on the cheap. It's not an expensive CD. Supposedly there is a reissue, a new vinyl reissue coming, but I'm not familiar with the label. I Can't speak of the quality. I don't have any information on it. When it becomes available, I'll put it up on the website. Restocks, the great Jupiter Fungus, Garden Electric. We got in the CD and vinyl. It had been out of stock for a while. They finally repressed it. And if you like Camel and just prog in general, Pink Floyd, I mean, it's all here. This was, if I remember correctly, this was my 2024 album of the year on Sea of Tranquility. And if it wasn't number one, it was certainly number two. Another restock. People have been bugging us for Karnivool in verses. We can't keep this thing in stock. This is the band from Australia. It's, is it prog rock or prog metal? They call it prog rock. To my ears, it's it's much more of a prog metal thing. If you were into bands like let's say Leprous, that would be something for you to check out. And for some reason, they didn't get a U.S. deal, so Inside Out only released it for Europe, and we're bringing them in as an import. Vinyl for the week: the Franck Carducci album I mentioned before, Sheeple. Now this is a great one. This is the second album from the Cosmic Garden Project. The Cosmic Garden Project is Dan Soderquist from Algarnish Tregard, and it's very, very spacey, cosmic music. The title gets it right. If you like the Doors, you would love this. So it really does sound a lot like the Doors. And Grovjobb guitarist Jerry Johansson joined the band, and he plays like sitar and stuff. It's it's great, great cosmic music. And again, a lot of vocals, but he sounds just like Jim Morrison. And if you if you listen to like the Doors, The End, then you'll definitely dig this album. Red Sand, Blue Soil. Speaking of Jerry Johansson, this album is amazing. This is the new one from Grovjobb, Swedish band. The name of the album is Ken not Nallebjron Ar Dod, and the translation is "Teddy Bear is Dead." And let me know if you can hear Jeff tape as he's packing albums over there, making a lot of noise. Yes, Jeff.
Trying to be quiet.
Yeah, he's not doing a good job. All right. Haarla, Electro. Oh, I should jump. Let me jump back. That Grovjobb thing. This is their first album in about 20 years. Just incredible psychedelic album. I mean, this thing just killer. Has a very, very strong Swedish folk element to it. If you're into a Gusa, I mean, while this doesn't sound exactly like a Gusa because a Gusa is very sort of keyboard flute oriented, this is guitar oriented. It has that sort of a flavor. It's kind of drawing from the same resources. This album is amazing. Unfortunately, it is vinyl only. So, as I say on the website, if you don't have a turntable, go out and buy one. This album's great. Okay, we've got the Haarla Electric Ensemble. What will we leave behind on vinyl? We have some copies of Myrath on vinyl. So that's it for this week. But as I mentioned, we didn't have a video 2 weeks ago, and a lot of these titles got overlooked. So we should dig into them and talk about them a bit. We've got some pre-orders that are still up on the website. Isotope, Upward Curve. It's a 3 CD box set from Esoteric. It has the 3 albums and plus live BBC recordings. Great, great fusion fusion band. Palace, the Midas Touch, 8 CD box set. I wrote down what's on this bloody thing and what's on this Palace. It says here the set features Beat the Drum, Live Our Lives, The Cross and the Crucible, The Blinding Darkness, The Dreams of Men, and Moment to Moment, all newly remastered by Ronnie Brown. It also includes an illustrated booklet with an essay by Palace expert and associate Mike Bentley. So that is a pre-order. We have they're really milking this album. Chris Squire, Fish Out of Water. This is the 50th anniversary edition. CD Blu-ray. Steven Taylor did the remix. Very important release for us and the prog metal world. Devin Townsend, The Moth. It's coming in multiple formats as a CD. A double CD comes with an O card, the 3 CD Blu-ray art book, and the 2 LP black vinyl. So the thing to note here is that the art book, we were given an allotment on the art book, and we sold out of it. And we were told to cut off sales because they didn't know that they were going to have enough to go around. They are actually pressing more, and they gave us another allotment. So we have pre-orders for the art book available again on the website, and they're starting to go. So if you're thinking you really want the art book, and a lot of people do, they were contacting us. We have it for pre-order. Don't sleep. Next, that one is, I should be putting the dates. Isotope is May 19th. Palace is May 29th. Chris Squire is June 26th. Far out there. Devin is May 29th as well. And the next one is Yes from a Page. This is a 2 CD and 2 LP vinyl, I believe. This is out April 24th. And I got to be honest, I don't understand what the hell this thing is because I kind of stopped paying attention. So I'm going to read the notes. This expanded edition From a Page features the 2 CDs packaged in a clamshell box with a 16-page booklet with liner notes written by Oliver Wakeman, a fold-out poster, and 5 art cards. It incorporates the 4 original songs, I guess it was an EP, along with the alternate versions of 3 songs from Fly From Here, featuring Oliver Wakeman's keyboard parts from the original writing sessions, and a studio version of the Chris Squire written song Aliens, which was played on the 2008 tour on disc. This is on disc 1. Disc 2 features demo versions of many of the songs, including Updraft, which became the basis for the Army of Angels section of Into the Storm, Don't Take No for an Answer, which was not on the original album, but worked on during the sessions, and the single mix of To the Moment, which was previously only available on the vinyl. Hopefully that made sense to people. So being unfamiliar with the original release, that didn't make a hell of a lot of sense to me. Okay, regular CDs from a couple of weeks ago. You should pay attention to Angus Mix 6 and the All-Seeing Astral Eye. So this is another one of those sort of weird, sort of fantasy metal bands like Glory Hammer, where they're multinational. I believe the main guys are Swiss and German, and they use goofy names, and you know, they do power metal, and they're popular. Okay, a couple of reissues from Arena, remastered for The Visitor and Immortal. I always love that cover, and that was that was Ken, you're having a brain fart. Had a lot of people asking for these, so we had songs from Lion Cage and Pride, and now we have The Visitor and Immortal. We have Asia live in England. We have a CD DVD, and we have a Blu-ray version. And this is the new version of the band, and still Jeff Downes, of course, but we got John Mitchell in the lineup. And I had written down the other guys, but my notes didn't get saved, so I can't tell you who else is in the band. Not John Wetton, obviously, sorry. Jeff Beck, A Second Wind. This is a gray area release. This is from Tokyo, 1999. Gary Burton. This is a 4 CD set at a budget price. It's called The Road to Fusion. Gary Burton, the great percussionist, vibraphonist, I should say. And this covers 6 albums that he recorded in the 60s for the RCA label. Dream Theater, live in Tokyo. This is part of the Lost Not Forgotten series. We had it up for pre-order forever. Now we finally have stock. Peter Gabriel, In the Big Room. This is pretty cool. This is double CD. This was recorded at Real World, I believe, in rehearsals with a small audience, and it's great set of material. Genesis, Lie Down in Liverpool, Empire Theater. They call it a broadcast. We all know it's not a broadcast. I believe it's a soundboard though. It's from 1975. It is a full Lamb show. Okay, Steve Hogarth, the SPQR. This is a 2 CD Blu-ray live from the Sala Sinopoli in Rome in 2024. This is Steve Hogarth backed by the Italian prog band Ranistrain. Orion, the Grotesque Within. Orion is, Ken, looking at your notes. He wrote Italian heavy stoner rock with doom elements. I don't know enough about them to really pontificate about them. I listened to it, and it's pretty heavy stuff. Okay, this is very good for prog fans. Tritop 120. This is the second album from the Italian band Tritop 120. They incorporate a lot of vintage instruments, but overall the album doesn't really have that, 70s feel. It has a more contemporary flavor, but it's quite well done, and they sing in English. Tusmork, Balderam. These guys change with every album. I listened to this thing. I listened to it yesterday, and very, very good. Uh, Very 70s proggy. I hear kind of a Tull element on this one. Walk in Darkness, Gods Don't Take Calls. I don't understand the title, but it is Italian symphonic metal female singer. I think you kind of know what you're getting here. New one from the fifth album from Weedpecker. These guys are great. Polish stoner rock, very heavy vocals, great playing, super, super stuff. Woodenhead, 50th anniversary compilation. So Woodenhead are from New Orleans. They were kind of like New Orleans' answer to the Dixie Dregs. I actually put out one of their albums years ago on our Free Electric Sound label. It was called Perseverance. So to celebrate the band's 50th anniversary, guitarist Jimmy Robinson has put together a compilation, and all instrumental, great, 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 jazz rock, prog fusion, whatever you want to call it. Great, great stuff. The vinyl from a couple of weeks ago. The Dream Theater, we have it on fig cream color, and we have it on white lilac vinyl. A reissue of Earthless, live at Roadburn. So this is a 2 LP set, just four side-long tracks, instrumental, they're trio. This thing is just incredibly heavy. I mean, you got to wear earplugs. It's fantastic. Peter Gabriel, as I mentioned before, Gong, Bright Spirit, the new album on vinyl. A new reissue on blue vinyl, the Great Magma Live album. This is always the album that I point to as the entry point to Magma. It's probably the most accessible album. Phenomenal playing. Didier Lockwood's all over this thing. Just brilliant, brilliant stuff. If you want to give Magma a chance, start with Magma Live. This finally showed up on vinyl. We had this on CD a while ago. It's called The One, Lighter Than Air. They are a Dutch sympho prog band, symphonic prog. The Orion album, The Grotesque Within, Tritop 120. We've got the Tuskmork on green vinyl, and we have Weedpecker. Again, I mentioned these all because they kind of got overlooked because we didn't have the video that week. So that's what we got. And it's a lot, and there's always something interesting coming in. So who knows what next week will bring. Yeah, and keep watching the channel, please. And just remember to buy a lot, buy often. And if I have any other news that I could pass it along or any other interesting videos that I think are worthwhile doing, I'll do them. And that's what we got. Take care.